You're watching FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. We're at Surface's second day of the show in Las Vegas 2026, and I'm in the MSI space, this big space over here on the right side of the showroom, and I'm with Emily Holle, the Director of Trend and Design, and with David Raymond, the Team Leader, Head of Sales. How you guys doing?
We're great. Having a great show. Yeah.
Great, Kemp. Happy to be here as usual.
We should probably tell a little of the history, if you don't mind, just for my listeners' benefit. You know, this all got started with the Shaw family. They were tapped by the government to source the Vietnam War Memorial, the granite, the stone that was in that. You started with that project and then just expanded, and you got natural stone and then into tile. And now you've got every flooring product category except carpet, right?
That's right. We've really expanded. We do have turf, though. That's kind of a fun category that we've ventured into. But yes, we cover all sorts of surfaces.
It's really the American dream, right? I think the story of starting a business from scratch and growing it to a multi-billion-dollar operation, still owned by the same family, is a great story.
Family owned, and it's Raj and Rupp, right? The brothers? Group.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, okay. All right, so you said you've been getting some feedback, Emily. People say they really like the space. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of compliments on the booth. You know, as you're walking the show, there's a lot of LVT and a lot of different wood looks, but of course, all the surfaces we have are really shiny and pretty unique. We've done some interesting thing with our boards where they're curved or just clipped details. And again, I think having tile, a lot of color in the booth, and just this vignette space like you see here, people are really enjoying it. So we've gotten a lot of compliments just on the way the booth looks, and people are really having fun in here.
Yeah, I like the vignettes because then you get to see how the product really works in a space, right?
It's important. I mean, you can hold a piece of tile or hold a plank, and seeing it come to life is important. Most people cannot do that. So just like you see here, we've mixed a lot of materials, and people can say, oh, you know, I could do that in my kitchen or my bath. It really inspires them to try something new and maybe mix in a material they might not use too.
So Emily, you're kind of an icon on the residential side of the business for doing some of this trend analysis and putting together books that actually help your downstream customers to know what's going on from a trend perspective. And you just helped us in Floor Focus magazine, help us with our residential trend story. So thanks so much for that.
Sure, happy to help. It's really important to us. I was talking about visualizing a minute ago and how people don't know how to come up with ideas. And now the homeowner is more knowledgeable than ever. You know, they're inspired on Pinterest and Instagram and all these places. And so we want to make sure our customers and our employees are really equipped with what's happening in design. So we research the latest paint colors, what's trending in all surfaces from hardware to cabinetry, so that we make sure our materials are on trend and match those color shifts that we're seeing in the market. So yes, we research that heavily and try to publish it for everyone so they're educated when their customer comes in the door and can really talk the talk and be really well knowledged on trends. It's important.
All right. So David, last year, 2025 was the largest launch of new products the company's ever done, right?
Yep, it was a big year for us. We launched a lot of new tile products. We launched WPC. For the first time here, we've been a leader in the LVT space for years. So we had our first WPC introduction. We launched some new next generation laminate products and a ton of wall tile, as well as acoustic panels that were sort of a surprise win from last year.
One more just background on this company. I mean, this is a major company. Not only top 10, but over $2 billion in annual sales, right?
Absolutely. Yep. We had a record year last year. We were up significantly, which, you know, not a great year for a lot of our competitors. So happy to see that we ended well last year and off to a good start so far this year.
So what's new in 2026?
So I would say something we're really proud of is this Tile Touch. It's a 3D ink technology that we're putting on top of tile now. So the best way I can describe it is like if you see a vein, you can feel the vein. If you see the texture from a limestone, for example, you can feel that texture. So we have a whole suite of stone looks that are quartzites and limestones, just very cool technology that's really elevating tile. I'm probably the most proud of that this year.
Yeah, I would
and
agree.
Maybe Wayne Park for you.
Wayne Park, yeah, I think the WPC launch again was good for us. It's an upmarket product, which is really where we're trying to go with all of our new introductions. And again, being an SPC leader, it's nice to now be in the WPC space as well.
Also, I mean, it's no secret that the Luxe buyer is the one that's shopping right now. I mean, you've got hardwood as well, too, right?
We do, and we just launched a new AB grade McCarran Reserve, which for us is our ultra high-end hardwood product that we're debuting at the show this year.
So what's your outlook for 2026? How do you think the year's going to shake out?
We're thinking the year is going to be about the same as last year. We think it, mid to high single-digit year-over-year growth, which again, in the current environment, that's great. We think the upmarket products will continue to be what's driving the sales. We see ASPs going up as well along with that.
All right, Emily. So from a trend perspective, what's the hottest thing going on trend-wise?
Well, I would say overall the warming trend is here to stay. You know, we kind of track trends on a bell curve, and we are right in the middle of that warm trend. And we learned that quickly from LVT, these blonde colors. And because we play in different surfaces, we've watched it evolve over to quartz and over to tile. And so quartz with gold veining and just that whole warming trend it's very important. And then I'll also say personalization. People are really decorating their walls more, you know, doing fluted looks up the wall and colors coming in a bigger way. So I think that's really where people are living right now in their spaces.
Homeowners are locked in with a low interest rate, and they've decided, hey, we're going to be here a while. And they're not going to keep it neutral, which is what the real estate people tell them to do. They're going to make it their space, right?
That's right. That's right. Homeowners that have been in their homes for a while are definitely feeling that way. I'm one of them. I'm about to renovate 2 bathrooms in my house, but I also think that millennial generation, some of them are getting some hand-me-down furniture. They're wanting to personalize their space. And so they're finding unique ways to do that through tile or checkerboard patterns, just interesting ways that make their space their own and unique. So it's fun to see people decorating that way.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for talking to our listeners and telling us what's going on with MSI. Again, been here at the MSI space with David Raymond and Emily Holle, and you've been watching Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.